Good morning and welcome to Tetrakey TV. My name is Mark Hopkins and this is a ad hoc Tetrakey TV. It is Good Friday. It is 9:30 in the morning in South Africa. And while it is an important day, it is also a day for me to get on top of lots of things and to really carry on building Tetrakey. So I'm going to allow myself a few hours off later in the afternoon, but this morning is getting on top of stuff. So I just thought I'd post this one now. We won't be doing one at 9 o'clock tonight. Reasons being is Rob and I both can't make tonight, so we're here now. Please look at the link. There's a book called Accelerating Your Business Performance that is on Amazon. Really welcome and invite you to download that, read that, and let us know what you think of it. Hopefully it'll add some value to yourself and to the business. The feedback I've had has been very positive so far. So please download the book. And today I'm going to talk around where does accountability lie? And it's an interesting question where, especially in today's age, where we feel we have to do more with less, we have to execute faster, we have to focus more, we are distracted all the time. And a lot of leaders are talking about holding other people to accountability, holding them accountable for what they're committing to do. And I find it quite an interesting concept, to be honest. I don't see what value that person's bringing to my life by holding me accountable. We live in a world where rules are everywhere. We have to abide by rules. We make up rules ourselves. We get told what rules we have to follow. We get told what we can and what we can't do. Basically, we are disempowering ourselves on a minute-by-minute daily basis. And empowerment's an interesting thing. I don't quite understand why people have the right to empower me to do something. Surely it's my right to choose what I'd like to do and what I want to do within the confines that I set myself. I don't see why someone should empower me to do something. But accountability, so a couple of examples. I personally don't believe accountability should come from above. I believe accountability should come from below. I think it is our responsibility to hold those people who are critical for our success and our wealth and our well-being to deliver on their promises. So I think we should be always holding people up the chain accountable rather than holding people down the chain. The other part of accountability is who sets the rules of engagement. So some of you who watched this before, one of my big passions is hockey, and I coach field hockey. I'm now coaching a squad for the first time down here in Durban. And we had a conversation last night around roles and responsibilities and also around the choices that we make. So one of the critical things for any environment, any sporting environment, any business environment is presence, is turning up to training, being there, being present and delivering what is expected of you. So we had a conversation last night about players who are not attending training versus those who are attending training and what should be the consequence. And they looked at me for an answer and I refused to give an answer. What I said to them is, you as a squad have to go away and agree and discuss what are your rules of engagement. So what are your do's and don'ts? And you've got to get consensus in terms of what they are. They could be, for example, that you're allowed to miss 3 training sessions in a season. But they also have to do both sides of the coin. They have to set the rules, but they also have to set the consequences. So the question I asked them is, if someone doesn't abide by the rules that you as a squad set, how are you going to hold them accountable? I.e., what are the consequences that they will suffer? And they said, well, that's your job. So, no, it's not my job. Your job is to set the consequences. My job is to enforce the consequences. Very, very subtle difference. My job is to enforce whatever the squad chooses is the right consequence for the rule breaking that has happened. So, for example, if you miss 3 training sessions, you will not be selected for the following game. So if that's a rule that's set by the squad, my only job as the coach is to enforce that rule. Therefore, if that person doesn't attend the training and falls foul of that punishment, then my job is purely not to set them. Very, very easy. In that way, the accountability lies within. The accountability lies with the squad. The accountability lies within your peers. The accountability drives collective performance. There's no finger pointing, there's no them or us, it's us. It's always we. We chose this, we did this, we did this, we did this. When the power of the we is within an environment, you have sustainable and outstanding performance. When the power of I is driving performance, then cracks appear very, very quickly. So I'd like to leave you that thought process for you to think over this Easter weekend. Where in your business, in your life, does accountability lie? Are you, as the business owner, holding everybody accountable, or are they holding you accountable? Are you dictating all the rules and the consequences and administering the punishment? Or are you looking for them to come up with the rules, come up with the consequences, and your role is to enforce them? Again, we all have our own opinions on how to handle this. My strong opinion is the power of we is more than the power of I. So think about where you want to place accountability and how you want to enforce accountability. So with that, I wish you a fantastic, fantastic weekend. I'm going to try and allow myself a bit of golf this weekend and some bit of fun, but obviously keep on top of my work. So think about accountability, and I wish you a phenomenal weekend, and I will speak to you next week. You've got me all next week. Bye-bye.